Hello, everybody. My name is Kelly Dix, local realtor from Real Estate One in Michigan. And my guest today is Denise Mansfield to share some great information for you.
Hi, Kelly. Thank you so
Hi.
much for having me today. Yep, Denise Mansfield, agency owner at Mansfield Insurance Group. I proudly own a Farm Bureau insurance agency in Shelby Township. And Kelly and I were talking about ways that we can bring value to our clients and our colleagues. And she asked me today to talk a little bit about condo insurance, HO6, how that differs from a home insurance policy, and some of the unique coverages that you might not think about when you're shopping for a condo and when you're shopping for condo insurance.
So go ahead and share some great tips, like some things that you were posting on your Facebook page I thought were really interesting. And I think just what does a buyer really need to know the difference between the two would be my question.
Yep, that's a great question. So, a home insurance policy encompasses some different coverage than a condo policy does. A home insurance policy, when you own the home, you insure the entire structure, the dwelling, as well as your contents. And then that comes with liability and some other endorsements to protect yourself, the home, and the stuff inside. Where a condo policy, even though you own the property, you own from the studs in. So there's a master policy that the condo association has that protects the building itself. And then per the bylaws, and they will look different in every condo association, you have responsibilities to replace, usually from the studs in. And the insurance policy reflects what that looks like to rebuild from the studs in. And then in addition to that, you pick your personal property coverage amount that you need. So unlike a home insurance policy that you get a standard percentage of the coverage of the house as far as personal property goes, in a condo, because there's not any of that, you get to name how much personal property coverage you need. And then it still has some of the same features like a home with liability, loss of use, water backup for the basement, and some other things.
Yeah, and another thing too, I did see the liability portion, like you said, as a owner in the condo, there are some other liability concerns, right? You're talking
Yes.
common
So,
areas.
yeah, absolutely. So a master policy on a condo complex addresses a lot of things, but there's one unique situation that can happen with destruction of property or a liability that occurs in the common areas of your condominium complex. So that could be as simple as on an easement or as great as in their pool area, maybe a playground. If there is a property issue as far as destruction of property and or a liability, the master policy, the condo association, the HOA, can actually take the cost to fulfill that liability or that property and divvy it out amongst all
Mm.
of the condo owners. And that can be little to great. So, what can you do about that as a condo owner? There's a coverage called loss assessment. And that's something that Kelly and I talked about that a lot of people don't know anything about. It's an inexpensive coverage that you can add to your condo insurance policy that protects you if you were to be brought into a suit, as all of the other people in the complex would be, so that you have coverage so that it can pay out so that you don't have to.
Right, and that was great that you did say it was really, really inexpensive cost to add on. So even if somebody has a current policy, they can still add that on now if they have a condo, correct? Or do they have to pay?
Absolutely. Yep. There's always a little bit of coverage built in, so you can increase that. And yeah, it's a great idea and it's pennies on the dollar.
Okay. So any other things you can think of that maybe a condo owner would not think about to have an extra coverage on their policy, or is that pretty much the big thing?
Condo policies really work as far as endorsements and some of the other things that you can do with a condo policy work the same like with home insurance. So you're still able to get a multi-policy discount putting home and auto together. You can add coverage for jewelry, guns, coins, collectibles. You can extend liability to vacant property from a condo. You can add watercraft or ATVs and things like that. So they function in the same way in regards to encompassing all the things that you have, but the uniqueness of the property itself has some different coverages.
So I guess in closing, unless you have something else, what question does a buyer have to ask coming to an insurance company? when they have a condo?
So one malpractice I see a lot in my industry when people are coming to me, either on a refi or a new buy, if they've had other quotes, is that agents and patrons alike don't realize that you really do need to cover that studs in situation. Most of the time they're giving like $20,000 in coverage for that coverage A, which is that studs in. And we all know we could barely put up drywall for 20,000.
Right.
So I see that as a deficit a lot. So going in to buying a condo, understand that you're going to have to replace, per your bylaws, that studs in. And so we have a replacement cost tool that helps us decide based on what you have in your condo about what that would cost. So you don't even have to worry about that. We can help you with that. And then, that's probably the biggest thing is making sure you've got that coverage right. And then having a conversation about what other things you might need to make the policy your own.
Yeah. And insurance is for the unexpected. And as we see now, unexpected things are happening. So it probably won't hurt you to have a little bit of coverage if you need it. And like you're saying, it's very inexpensive. So I think that's great. So I think if people have questions, would you be okay talking to someone about the condo insurance or insurance in general?
Yeah,
Want to give your
absolutely.
information? That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know that Kelly will put it somewhere where it's easily to see again, but my agency is in Shelby Township. We're on the south side of 23 Mile. And the phone number here for me is 586-522-4427. And Kelly, thank you so much for the opportunity.
I'm grateful that you had the time to do this because I think it's great to share some information that a lot of people don't know about, like you said. Even I didn't know that. So great. All right. Thanks for your time. Bye,
You're
everybody.
welcome. Bye.